Hi, welcome to another episode of Dial News, the news stories that you want to hear when you want to hear. And today we'll be looking at the future of print media. Now, I know some people going, print media, does that even really exist anymore? Well, I can tell you it still does. Although it might have been waning in the last couple of years, that is nothing new. Indeed, the whole idea of print media has been waning for the last 50 or so years since the creation of television, news radio, the internet, and now, of course, online news sites. Not just news sites that are found on the web, but also web apps that are being supported by companies such as Fairfax and News.com. I know some people go, well, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means that nowadays people aren't just going out to buy physical copies of newspaper to find out what they want to hear, nor are they just listening to the television or the radio in the evening to hear what happens in the world. No, now they're going for the 24-hour news cycle, which allows them to go online at any time of the day to find out what is happening all over the world. For instance, I could go online right now and I could find out what just happened in Syria 20 minutes ago. It's physically possible. It might not be as in depth as a newspaper provides, but it's what I can do. I can grab a hold of my iPad, I can go into the Fairfax app, I can go select a news story, and I can choose whatever I want. I can look at what has happened, I can go to previous issues. It's just a more convenient, flexible way of doing it. But now, back to the whole idea, the future of print media is very much in danger. It's been in danger, as I previously mentioned, it's been in danger since the 50s, and the statistics shown will tell you that in the 1950s, with a rough approximation of 9 million people in Australia, newspapers had a circulation of about 600 per 1,000 people, or 60%. This meant that along with that roughly 5.4 million daily users received a newspaper. Fast forward to 2009 and that number has dropped to 2.8 million. Uh, Circulation of 130 per thousand and only and with a population of 22 million people. So that improved. Not only has the population gone up, but there has been a rapid decrease in the circulation. Indeed, there's been an 80% drop in total circulation, whereas there's only been a 50% decrease in the amount of people who continuously read these papers. However, of course, we cannot always just trust these statistics, as Homer Simpson once.
Well, people can come up with statistics to prove anything, Kent. 40% of all people know that.
I see.
And what needs to be taken into account is that all this comes in before the fact of such creations as Fairfax's news app. This is largely due to the generational divide, whereby those under the age of 50 are more likely to be adapted to new technologies, tablets, iPhones, iPads, all the new phases and crazes. But when we get right down to it, those over 50 really have a limited or indeed some have a very broad knowledge of new technology, and that is what has contributed to this whole, which is what will influence the idea of future print media. You're more likely to find an elderly person will pick up a newspaper because it's easily accessible, it's what they're used to, and it's what they grew up with. Whereas if you were to grab a teenager off the street, give them the fee, that's right, you have to pay a fee to access the electronic newspapers, for the new electronic newspaper, which is roughly $2 for 6 months. No, $2 for a month, which was the original price. That's a subscription app. You still have to pay. You still pay for it, but that gives you the access to it for that entire month. You can buy it. You can get discounts off it if you subscribe for a whole year, just like you can with a normal newspaper. But given the choice, they would be more likely to go with new technology. It's a lot more fun and innovative for them. It allows a lot better. It allows a lot more in-depth in-textuality because, well, they can link in other stories. They can have videos, multimedia, music playing. It really drives at what the new generation wants, rather than the old generation, which likes to know the whole story. Of course, we don't care about the whole story. That's why we're here. And yeah, given if yeah, given this current trend, somewhere within the next 20 years, I believe there's going to be a massive dropout of print media, not only because it's incredibly dear to publish and create, but also because we'll see a lot more smaller competitors enter the market who wish to offer different ranges, attack the niche market. We've already seen magazines such as Sci-Fi Weekly, numerous game magazines, the traditional Women's Weekly, all gone online, all rather successfully as well. And that's what they do. They target these niche markets rather than attacking the whole front broad. And it can be seen by the way that media corporations, in fact, run their businesses, that they have already started adapting to this. Print media might still be around, but it is definitely a future that is questionable and most likely will not last. Thank you.